couldn't write with a pen for very long, like 2-3 minutes, and my hands were just, I couldn't do it anymore. I'm learning to play the piano. I started this week. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be any good at it, but you don't do that if your hands are in pain, like my hands were in pain for what, 6 years, 7 years? I got my life back. Try Relief Factor at relieffactor.com. 800-4-RELIEF. 800-4-RELIEF. Relieffactor.com. Feel the difference. 10-second station ID. Listen and you'll know. Ron Arquette, afternoons at 4 on Talk Radio 105.9 KNRS. I don't want to start with anybody because I want to spend time today actually listening and talking and just asking questions. Michelle in Kansas, Jacob in Washington, Matthew, North Carolina. Michelle says she'd vote RFK Jr. over Trump. Love to hear that. Disagree about free education. Really want to hear that. Disagree about the state of the country. Great things. So if you are somebody who you happen to be listening to this program, you're listening for a reason today. I don't know what it is, but you're here for a reason. And if you happen to really disagree, I want to know how you got there. And I guess, with Kathy talking about, drag queen story hour, and there's no way to really know, and I don't think people would say this, but, even Bill Maher said, that no one is going to say a man could have a baby. He said that 5 years ago. His audience laughed at the idea that men could have a baby and that, he even said, where are you getting that, right winger? Now that is accepted. And so I'd like to know what changed your mind on that, because that was a very, very narrow view. What changed so many people's minds? What new evidence did you get that this is okay? The mutilation of our children. Do you see the effects, on another subject, of the Fed? Who's responsible for the prices going up? What is causing that? I promise you I am not going to make you look foolish, and I won't, I'm not trying to change your mind. I just want to listen to you. The number is 888-727-DECK. Michelle, Jacob, Matt, we're on the way next. The Glenn Beck Program. One of the things I love best about Patriot Mobile is they let you know right up front who they are. Let me give you an example. If you're with Verizon, did you know that they are donating to Planned Parenthood? So that's who they are. Okay, that's fine. If that's who they are, that's fine. But I don't want, I was promised my tax dollars would not go to abortion. Now, that's in the rearview mirror. I don't want my money going to fund abortion. You do, stay with Verizon. If you don't, go with Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile donates money to conservative causes, American causes, not things like Planned Parenthood. Sorry, Verizon. Patriot Mobile is 100% U.S.-based. Their support team is standing by to help you make switching easy for you. You'll get free activation. You can keep your phone, upgrade to another phone, keep your number, change your number. It's up to you. All on the same 3 networks the big 3 have, because they're on the same cell towers. PatriotMobile.com/Beck. PatriotMobile.com/Beck. It's going to be an interesting day today. Subscribe to Blaze TV at blazetv.com/Glenn. The promo code is Glenn. Sponsored by Prime Appliance. I'm Jason Tulin. More than 200% of Utah's average precipitation fell in August. The latest report shows valley locations around the state measured just under 2 inches of rain last month. That's over 200% of the average for August. Rainfall in western Utah was over 300% of average. Mountains measuring stations counted 3.2 inches of rain for what is typically a dry month. U.S. auto workers are striking, and Detroit's major car companies express.
Look at the drawer, see if we find one there. kitchen. Just I don't know if you heard me. Can you hear me?
about housing. But when you look, this is where we need to focus. And I don't want to change anybody's mind when we're on. If they listen, that's great. I just want to ask you a question. But when it comes to housing, the reason why our housing prices are so high right now, a few reasons. One, after 08, everything became bogged down. So there are fewer houses that are available. Then the interest rates also play a very big role on not being able to afford a house. Those interest rates are set by the Fed to control inflation. What causes inflation? Spending and printing too much money. We are $2 trillion over our budget this year alone. Then you have the pressure of places like BlackRock buying up whole communities because where the world is being pushed with Build Back Better, WEF. We talk about that is everything. Well, someone's going to own those things, and those someones believe they are BlackRock and Vanguard. That's what the fundamentals are happening. And then you add things like you've got a governor who is making business easier and not restricting people so they can live free, and people are moving away from oppressive states like New York. That's what's happening. And there's other things, but that's how you would correct that. Michelle, in Kansas. Hello, Michelle. How are you?
Very wonderful. Good morning.
Thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome.
So you say you would vote for RFK Jr. over Trump. Tell me your background of who you vote for, or are you conservative or liberal or what?
Actually, my family is staunch Republican, but because of the people that were running, I chose Clinton at the time.
Okay.
I did a little research. I liked him better, and I was seriously tired of the Bushes. And when it came to Obama, I was in Washington State, and I didn't really like what I was seeing, and I had to mail in ballots, so I didn't mail it in. That's all of Washington State.
Right.
And then when it came to 2016, I had watched didn't like the man. I didn't really
Right.
I didn't like him personally, and so, of course, I didn't like Hillary Clinton, so I chose not to vote for her.
So,
And family, when I get back here into Kansas, they were big Trumpers, and they said, come on and vote, and I said,
colludes with the unions, you find that to be a better thing?
Yes. Well, they're working on getting rid of cause and effect, and they've done well. As a business owner, there is a lot of generation of people that will talk before a certain age and people after a certain age, and they lose all cause and effect. And that's
Correct,
what they've done.
correct. But
And
it is-
that's what we do.
So,
Yes,
but why would you...
start pumping, because you're going to pump all these people back into the same thing. A business owner this is why people lobby, and this is why they get so much money, is so they can keep pumping all of these people in and out. They just become drones and everything. And that is the greatest thing that they are doing. And I say jump on board.
Okay, so I'm just saying, I'm sorry, Jacob, I'm not trying to be argumentative here. I'm really trying to understand. So, you see the problem with the system as it is now, but you want to make sure that the government doubles down on that and gives all education free.
Yes.
So with your cause and effect, does the government being involved in things like healthcare and not involved in things like televisions, is there a reason healthcare education goes up the more they get involved? And on things where they're not involved, televisions we can go from $10,000 to $200.
Everything down. Going to be a mass influx.
If the government was doing it,
If the government was doing it, education, people drop
Street is closed. There are downed power lines in that area, and some of those power lines have started a fire. There's also a crash right in the middle of it. And there's been a wreck on Redwood Road at I-80. I believe the northbound lanes are still closed. You might be able to squeak by, and it's causing delays as you're exiting I-80.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country. With 20,000 5-star reviews and an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
Hey gang, our Kent here. September is Suicide Prevention Month, and while most people want to help, many don't know where to begin. That's why Live on Utah made a suicide prevention playbook, found on their Instagram page at Live on Utah. It's a free course with 10 lessons that teach the basics of suicide prevention. Learning the basics can prepare you to help when someone you know is at their lowest. Check out the Suicide Prevention Playbook. Follow at Live on Utah on Instagram. Live on Utah, supported by the Strong Auto Group.
Some things are better together, like burgers and fries, movies and popcorn, and auto and home insurance. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we'll help you bundle your auto and home coverage in one policy, saving you money. And if a storm hits and both are damaged, you'll pay a single deductible. Find an agent at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
Want a new car at a used car price? I'm Josh Osborne with Volkswagen Southtown, and right now we have a surplus of new cars, so everything is seriously discounted. Get up to $4,000 off the 23 Taos, $5,000 off the 23 Tiguan, $6,000 off the 23 Atlas, and up to $10,000 off the ID4 EV. Hurry in before we run out of 2023s. Don't miss our surplus sale. Visit VWSouthtown.com.
Financing through ACI OAC. Call 801-903-2514 for details.
Any Hour Services free furnace sale is going on right now. Schedule a free estimate by September 30th, and when you have Any Hour Services install a new air conditioner, we'll give you a new furnace for just the cost to install. For more information, call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhourservices.com.
with Trump. When he doesn't do what the system wants him to do, they bury him. And these other most politicians get in there and they just end up compromising and doing whatever they're told anyways. And I just don't. It's never changed. It just never changed.
So what do you suggest? Because I do believe there are a lot of good people that are in trying to fight, but they are overwhelmed because we didn't pay attention for so long. So what is your solution to that?
Well,
a new form of government?
Not necessarily, but how about self-governance? I don't need the government to govern me.
Correct.
If I learn correct principles,
Correct.
I can govern myself.
Correct.
So I just don't see why we place so much emphasis on, especially, a president. I mean, I think our local elections are more important than anything, but...
So, Jason, you and I actually don't disagree. You're exactly right. That is our system of government. What our system of government has become is oppressive. But our system of government was originally to allow you to govern yourself. And those correct principles are all in our Bill of Rights and our Declaration of Independence. So now, are we going to clean it up? Or are we just going to dismantle it? Because if we dismantle it, just repeat the poem of Humpty Dumpty.
The Glenn Beck Program. Another hour of Glenn Beck after news, traffic, and weather on Talk Radio 105.9 KNRS.
Ever since he tried the rough greens for the first time, my dog, Uno, has changed. He's a completely different dog. I hear from people all the time in the audience. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of letters have come in who have had the same experience with their dog. They've heard me talk about rough greens on the show. They get some for themselves, and as soon as they sprinkle it on the dog's food, the dog literally wolfs it down. And it's really good for him. It's not a dog food. It's just chock full of vitamins and minerals and probiotics and omega oils that you sprinkle. Your dog needs these things to be healthy. My dog was easy. From the first time he tried rough greens, Uno was in love. Some dogs take a little bit to get used to the new flavor, though. Dr. Dennis Black, the inventor of rough greens, was on the phone with me last week. He doesn't want that to be a reason for you not to try. So right now, he's got a special gift available. You can get a free bag of rough greens for your dog just to try out. All you pay is shipping. Go to roughgreens.com/Beck or call 833-GLEN-33. Put it on your dog. Begin to watch your dog become healthier.
I've told you about my lower back pain and how kneeling in church on Sunday was becoming nearly unbearable. Sebastian Gorka here. I've also told you about how Relief Factor has helped almost eliminate my pain. Now, let me tell you what Robert in California says about his experience with Relief Factor. Robert writes, I didn't think Relief Factor was working until I ran out. After about 3 days, the pain was back to where it started. It was a great test for me to see how much Relief Factor really works. 3 weeks from now, you could be doing the things you enjoy doing and living the life you love. Your first step to becoming pain-free from aches and pains from daily living could be just to order the 3-week quick start for only $19.95. After trying Relief Factor, over 500,000 people have gone on to order more. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out about this offer. That's relieffactor.com. 800-4RELIEF. Feel the difference with Relief Factor.
The best value in live TV and streaming is with Xfinity Internet and Now TV. It's the best network for watching all the entertainment you love without missing a beat, including live TV and sports, all your favorite show movies on a network made for streaming. Stream on the next generation Xfinity 10G network. Now through September 21st, get 1.2 gig internet on the 10G network for just $25 a month for 2 years. When you're at Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data. Plus, there's no annual contract and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Plus, at Now TV and Peacock Premium, a $5.99 a month value included at no extra cost. For just $20 a month, switch today. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Now TV requires Xfinity Internet. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to Internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. At your speed.
KNRS FM Centerville, KNRS Salt Lake City. Sponsored by Murdoch Hyundai. Almost $7,500 off Ioniq 5 and 6.
KNRS News sponsored by Hello Garage Utah. I'm Jason Tulin.
An investigation by a third-party law firm found that there was no substantiated wrongdoings in the University of Utah's women's gymnastic program. Another review conducted by the law firm Hirsch Blackwell examined concerns regarding head coach Tom Farden's behavior. Farden was accused of emotional and verbal abuse by some former student-athletes. 45 individuals were interviewed, including the entire 22-23 team, 7 former student-athletes, 5 parents, current and former members of the coaching staff and administrators. And according to the 45-page report, the majority of individuals described Farden as caring and passionate. For the first time ever, workers at all 3 Detroit automakers are on strike.
About 13,000 U.S. auto workers stopped making vehicles and went on strike after the United Auto Workers Union couldn't get a deal before contracts expired with the Big Three at midnight. UAW President Shawn Fain.
We are committed to winning an agreement with the Big Three that reflects the incredible sacrifice and contributions UAW members have made to these companies.
The strikes targeted for now, including a GM plant in Missouri, a Ford plant in Michigan, and a Stellantis Jeep plant in Ohio. The UAW has also demanded President Biden stay out of their fight. He is expected to address the strike today, as former President Donald Trump courts UAW members for support, calling an all-electric future a disaster for UAW jobs. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
A temporary homeless shelter will be opening in Salt Lake City. The shelter will be located in an empty lot along 300 South and 6 West. The shelter will operate from November through April and will house 50 people. The facility will also provide services to help unhoused individuals find a permanent home. KNRS News at the top and bottom of the hour. You'll find it anytime at knrs.com.
This traffic report is brought to you by Performance Toyota Bountiful Traffic Operations Center.
3300 South in Salt Lake is closed between 200 West and Main Street due to some utility problems. There are downed power lines that are causing fires in that area. There's also been a crash. Also a wreck on Redwood Road at I-80. I believe the northbound lanes are still closed and it's causing delays as you're exiting I-80. Your drive on the 201 to get from 84th West to the Spaghetti Bowl is 16 minutes. That's a 5-minute delay.
This report is sponsored by ToyotaBountiful.com. Performance Toyota in Bountiful. Just earned Toyota's prestigious President's Award for exceptional customer service. Come to Performance Toyota Bountiful and experience the best. Right now, they have a huge selection of shiny new Toyotas ready for you to take home. See ToyotaBountiful.com.
Lots of sunshine as we get into your Friday afternoon and Friday evening. We're going to hit highs right around 81 or 82 degrees on the Wasatch Front, which should feel nice. A few thunderstorms still rumbling in the southeast corner of Utah today, but that's about it. And for the weekend, it's sunny as well. I'm meteorologist Jill Margits. Tune in for your first alert forecast, KUTV 2 News this morning.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Back to school and back to the routine.
Mom, would you practice with us? I need my jacket.
Make mornings less of a circus with our 3 rings of information.
The news, weather, and traffic.
Talk Radio 105.9.
Stay informed.
KNRS. Here's Chase and Taylor from Morgan Jewelers.
Our great-grandfather's name was Nate Morgan, and back in 1914, when Nate opened the doors of Morgan Jewelers, he made everyone a promise. His slogan was, yours today, a year to pay. So if a customer didn't have quite enough money to get the engagement ring they really wanted her to have, Nate would just loan him the difference and let him pay back easy over time. And we've offered in-house financing ever since. Nate believed in people. He believed Morgan Jewelers' role was to serve our neighbors well. And he believed offering in-house financing was a great service to his customers. For everyone who comes to Morgan Jewelers, our great-grandfather wanted to make the impossible possible. And so do we. We've never allowed some third-party lender to tell us if our customers are trustworthy or not. If you've got a job, difference, you pay us back easy over to Morgan Jewelers to get the one that you really want.
At Morgan Jewelers. Find the location nearest you at morganjewelers.com. Ski season is coming up fast, and it's time to get Chevy ready at Larry H. Miller Chevy Murray. Now, buy a new Chevy vehicle, you'll win 2 season passes to Solitude Mountain Resort. Learn more at LarryHMillerChevrolet.com. Driven by
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children.
You may no longer be a husband, but you'll always be a dad. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important. It is important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell and Cordell, Salt Lake City area attorneys. 910 West Legacy Center Way, Suite 120, McVale, Utah, B4047. CordellCordell.com.
At EasyCater, we get it. Ordering food for work means you have to deal with this. Client meeting on Tuesday. Klon wants Taco Tuesday. 19 people.
Vegan options.
Bridget just got slashed. Meeting is now Monday.
Well, Mediterranean. Client still wants taco.
Claire has a nut allergy. Gluten-free. Tacos for a client meeting? Just use EasyCater. Food for work delivered on time as ordered with a huge variety. 100,000 restaurants, one platform. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Listen and you'll know something is wrong here. Glenn Beck on Talk Radio 1059. KNRS, sponsored by Lyle Boss, president of Boss Financial. In buying or selling a home is having the right real estate agent. It isn't as simple as just having somebody who knows how to find a good home for you on your budget. To get the right home out there at the best possible price, those are important, but there's so much more to it. Are they listening to what you are looking for? Do they understand you, your lifestyle, what you're looking for in a school and a neighborhood? The agents we work with take their jobs seriously. They know all of the best practices to elevate your real estate experience to the next level. So if you're buying or selling a home, whether it's across the street or across the country, get your home sold, get you into a new home, or, do both of them. But don't take my word for it. Contact them today. Find out for yourself. Let us give you a list of just some of the best people in your area, and you interview them for yourself and see if you don't see the difference. RealestateAgentsITrust.com. RealestateAgentsITrust.com. Okay, we have Cardi B is waiting for us. He's pulling that record at any moment. Okay. We have Matt in Pennsylvania who disagrees about the attack at the Capitol. Hello, Matt.
Hi, how are you, Glenn? Long-time listener. In fact, coming up 2003 Halloween episode is the first time I heard you. Holy 20 years.
Oh my gosh, that's wow. Awesome. You've seen some changes.
Yeah, I think it was at FLA 970.
Oh, yeah. Are you still in Florida? No, you're in Pennsylvania.
No, I'm in Pennsylvania. I always listen to you on the internet. I'm a truck driver, and I hear you like laptops, put their feet on desks. Yeah, I don't agree with
Broke
that.
the windows.
Yeah, broke the windows. I all that. But the people that went into the Capitol, that went in peacefully and demonstrated, they're not bad people.
Oh, no, no, no.
They're not smart people. And I keep hearing over and over, and maybe I'm just misunderstanding. Hearing, oh, how dare they? That's terrible. We did a bad thing.
No, wait. This is important to address. Thank you for bringing this up, Matt. Important to address because there were bad actors there. There were people that's what they intended to do. And you could tell because they were wearing all black. I'm not saying they're Antifa, but I'm not saying that either. There were people that were there that were breaking the windows, breaking the doors, fighting with police. And as you will see in the coming weeks, as more and more of this January 6th video is coming out, you will see that many times the Trump supporters were protecting the police. They were saying, we love the police. The conservatives, real conservatives, are not anti-police. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't be walking in a crowd with people who say they agree with you, but they don't agree on the police thing, or they want to break into the Capitol. Every single one of those people that did violent things, just like every single one of those people that burned down cities and were involved in violent things, should go to jail. However, if you were there and you weren't participating and you were observing and you were not doing anything, you should go to jail, nor should those who did go or are going to jail in the Capitol that did nothing. This is a horror show from our government. This is persecution, not prosecution. This is persecution. And I want everybody to go to X, Twitter. I want you to go to X and watch Laura Logan's new special on January 6th. It's 60 minutes quality, and it shows who they're actually prosecuting and persecuting. They can't seem to find real ringleaders, but they are coming in, and this one story that she says, this is part one, it is worth every second of watching. This is part one of the people that ended up killing himself because of the persecution from the government. And was a guy who believed in the police, was a guy who believed in, the fair trial, believed in America. They destroyed him and really didn't have any reason at all to charge him or harass him, and that's what they did. Thank you, Matt, for pointing that out. Let me go to William in Florida. Hi, William.
Hello, Glenn. How are you?
I'm very good. Who have you voted for in the last few years?
Actually, I voted for Biden. I've been a Republican for 40 years, and this whole Trump thing, man, I'm sorry. He's just, from day one, Trump, I was 20 years in the Navy, and our credo is honor, courage, commitment, and he has shown none of that. Never. Yeah, okay. You got to give him some moments. You could show something that shows he's a decent dude, but there is a narcissism that is dangerous. You said something earlier. You said something about Humpty Dumpty, about dismantling the government, and that's exactly the way I see Donald Trump. That's exactly the way I see the MAGA movement, and that's exactly the way I see Ron DeSantis. There's a dismantling of something going on.
Okay, hang on just a second. Hang on, William, I just want to understand. I'm not trying to change your mind. Just want to understand. First of all, when I said last week dismantle, I mean burn the place down. If you are somebody that wants a revolution, balkanism, you want to reset into something brand new, that's extraordinarily dangerous. That's why I brought in Humpty Dumpty. Once Humpty Dumpty falls, all the king's horses, all the king's men cannot reassemble this, okay? So be careful what you do if you're flushing things down the toilet. However, we were having that in a conversation about the deep state and how the deep state is is controlling much of what's happening in the world without any kind of elections or voting on those people. Do you see the world that way?
So why do they want to burn it down? I mean, I'm genuinely curious. The deep state. That's the way I see it. They want a great reset.
Yes.
You know,
the deep state does.
Just to back up two steps, Marjorie Taylor Greene calling for civil war. That is the most dishonorable statement I've heard from an American in the past 200 years.
Well, I don't know about that, but it is very dishonorable, and I denounce it. I mean, there's been some crazy things said in 200 years. But if she said that, I would denounce that.
Did you say she called for civil war?
Yes.
Okay.
She called for a separation of the states, the red and the blue. You can call it anything you want. You can put a capital C and a capital W, that's the old one, or you can make it a lowercase, and that's what she did. She's calling for a separation of the states.
It's the national divorce.
The national divorce
Okay,
thing.
got it. Okay, sorry.
Okay? It's civil war. That's a synonym for it. That's all there is to it. We're all grown men here. We can say the truth, and that's exactly what she's calling for.
So may I nuance a little bit?
Absolutely.
We have had conversations of I wish we could peacefully just split up the states. And I said, they could even pick first, and they pick their one, and then we pick one, and that a union broken up like this will never stand. So it is the end of the union. As Lincoln said, we'll either be all slavery or we'll all be free. You can't coexist and live like this, broken. However, that is different than saying, I want war, and I want a civil war. Anyone who claims they want a civil war is out of their minds. You have no idea how close we came to losing that war. And the only reason why we won it is because we had John Quincy Adams' son over in France, and they were about to throw in with the South, and he said, wait, you'll see, this is not what the South is saying it is. There's no one that would support us, and it would be awful. Now, if they started something, rounding people up, well, that's a different story. Then you have a right to protect yourself. But civil war is dangerous and must not happen.
And just to quickly note, there was a post that went around that Marjorie Taylor Greene did call for civil war. That was a fabricated post, though. So it is important, especially when we're talking about these topics, that we're clear. She is, to my knowledge, has never called for that.
Okay. And if she or anyone, Stu did it, if I did it, denounce me. Okay. It should never. That's not wise. Does that help you, William, on that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Great. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I just think Trump is leading us in a direction. Now listen, everybody knows that follows politics that Joe Biden has never. Let me word it like this: if Joe Biden was to have peacefully passed away in his bed in 2017, 2016, no one would ever have mentioned his name again. He was a subpar politician at best, but he was a safer bet than Trump, who is dangerous.
Do you think...
And I'm a Republican. Listen, my mom voted for George Wallace. She was a Democrat, a hardcore Democrat, and those people are all MAGA now. There's no Democrats down here that...
Okay, so hang on just a second. William, help me out on Joe Biden. I can understand what you're saying. Understand where people are coming from. So I got it about Donald Trump. Now, talk to me about Joe Biden, what he's currently doing and what the path that we're on as a nation. You don't find the path we're on extraordinarily dangerous?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do. And this goes back for 40 years we've been on a dangerous path. that weren't even said 30 years ago.
No, I know. But let me push you just a little bit further along that. I agree on Dad and things that are common sense, yes. But the left is dismantling even our Justice Department. Our Justice Department is wildly corrupt right now, in my opinion. The FBI, for the first time in my life, I don't trust the FBI. I don't trust our government. What I'm seeing coming out of the Pentagon is horrifying, absolutely horrifying. We're not prepared to fight a war. We're so concentrated on, abortion and transgender surgery that I don't want to fight with these people running our military. Do you agree with any of those things?
Yes, sir. I can't speak for the DOJ or the FBI, but the Pentagon, good Lord, is it true? I mean, you've got a guy that can fact check what I'm about to